miles. There is nothing like riding a motorcycle. There's certain things that you can only know on the back of a bike. For many years, I traveled solo on my motorcycle and did many thousands of miles in the back of my Multistrada. And then I met a girl, and I married that girl. Now I'm not recording solo trips, I'm recording our trips together, and this was the first one that we've recorded together.
So we will be taking your Ducati Multistrada, and I will be riding on the back of that. And I don't know, we're taking some back roads. We're going to go through Turnbull, the refuge, and then head south and taking the highways and byways, staying away from the freeways because those are no fun ever. And it'll be really beautiful, I think.
So Washington is a pretty amazing state. There are, I think, just about every kind of ecosystem that you can find exists in Washington. I mean, it even has rainforest, if you can believe that, on the Olympic Peninsula. Oh, yeah, let me speed this up for you. So the Turnbull National Wildlife Refuge is pretty amazing. It's 18,000 acres of forest and wetlands, and Ange and I had never been there, so we figured we'd make a pit stop on our trip and see what a national wildlife refuge looks like.
Oh, yes you do? Hey, look what I found in your coat. Cha-ching. You wanna do it? I think we should do it. I can't lick it.
Spit on your finger.
Rock and roll? Let's see some wildlife.
So we rode around, but it had been one of the driest summers on record, so unfortunately there was no water in the wetlands and no wildlife to be seen. So we figured we'd head to the visitor center in hopes that we'd see some kind of wildlife there. So all that we saw was a badger, or I think it's a badger, this duck, and some kind of wild creature. So after not seeing any wildlife, we figured we'd pack up and head out to Dayton. Just to give you a little insight into filming, there's no chase crew, so every time we set up the camera, we always have to loop around and pick the camera up. A little time consuming, but it makes for nice shots. One of the things I love about riding in this part of Washington is the Palouse. It's just rolling hills and big sweeping turns, and on this trip we took Route 26 down to Route 127 through the Palouse, and it's just gorgeous. But sometimes when you decide to take the scenic route and go off the beaten path,
Unfortunately, we ran out of gas. So, whilst waiting for help, we're making lemonade. And Nathan is looking into a place to stay tonight in Dayton. I'm just staying warm. So here we are.
Yeah.
I'll be happy when we get there. No, I am cold.
Don't let Angie get cold.
Don't let me get cold. Things will not go well if Angie gets cold.
So I pulled out my emergency orange and gave her a slice, and she was much happier. So it's now almost an hour and a half later, and the sun's setting. And beautiful windmills. And Ange has been very patient, very calm. What does that mean?
Are you filming right now?
Yeah.
You don't know if I thought you said it was in Dayton.
You've been very patient.
You're lying.
Well, except for humping the pole, you've been fine. Thank goodness for roadside assistance. We got some gas and headed the rest of the way into town. It was about another half hour. And got some food and made our way to the Purple House bed and breakfast for the night. Is this our summary?
This is it. A 3-hour bike ride turned into a 7-hour ride because we ran out of gas and we took our scenic route through the Trimble Forest. Discovered that like half a block away the Manila Bay Cafe or Manila Bay restaurant was there, and we were so glad we went there.
Delicious.
Not only was awesome food, right? Great service.
Yeah.
And they use our favorite dairy to make their ice cream. So
Yeah.
that was pretty cool.
Pure air milk.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
Yeah. It's a good day. Goodbye and good night.
When we awoke the next morning, our host Christine had a beautiful breakfast laid out for us, and we could really see all the detail in the house in the daylight that we couldn't see when we got in the dark the night before. And it's just an amazing old Victorian house that had originally belonged to a doctor. After we finished up breakfast, we decided to go for a walk before we headed home and explore Dayton a little bit. Dayton as a city is founded in 1871 and has the oldest operating courthouse in the state of Washington, as well as the oldest train depot. Everything in this part of the country is pretty young, settlement-wise, but it's still really cool to see a historic town that was part of the Lewis and Clark Trail and also had such a big impact on the founding of Washington State. So with our bellies full, we geared up and hopped on the bike and made our way back towards Spokane. It was a perfect day to ride. What a wonderful day. And with that day's ride behind us, we pulled into my mother-in-law Sandy's place, and she had dinner waiting for us. It's a perfect end to a perfect weekend. We had so much fun making this video together. Thank you for coming along on the trip with us. Stay tuned for more episodes as we answer The Call of the Road.